This is the J Stro Show. You already know all your Houston sports coming at you right here, right now. Today we have a special show for you today. It is going to be all Houston Texans. Yep, that's right, fans. It is football season, and the J Stro Show is going to talk about your hometown Houston Texans, what they've been doing in the offseason, training camp, and preseason. A couple preseason games left, but Texans have already started taking care of business. I'm excited for this show. Of course, we got to thank the sponsor, the Spring Branch Sports Line. Go follow them at Spring Branch Sports Line. Follow myself at J Stro on Instagram. That's where I could be reached. Where you can hear my show, you can hear it on Spreaker.com. The J Stro Show under the Spring Branch Sports Line, and on iTunes just search the J Stro Show and you will find my show and subscribe to listen to it whenever you like. But we have an exciting show. The Houston Texans, they have shown lots of different things, different players, different faces, different offense. It's going to be an exciting season, and I'm going to tell you right now, y'all guys better be ready. Houston is going to go insane. We love our football here. We love our team. We stick to our team. Coming out this year, best team in Texas. Those Cowgirls don't got nothing on us. So, without no further ado, let's dive into the show today. All right. Shout out to my Houstonians out there, my fellow Spring Branch homies. What's going on? Are y'all guys ready for some football? Houston Texans. You know, the season started off to a little rocky start in the beginning. Training camp, we were all a little scared when DeAndre Hopkins decided not to show up for the first day and hold out. That happened to be some bad advice given to the newly star-studded wide receiver last year. Put on a hell of a season, one-handed catch. You got Aaron Rodgers saying that he is the receiver that he would want for him to start on for his receiving core. He wants DeAndre Hopkins back there because you could throw it up to the man, he's going to catch it. We seen what D-Hop can do last year. We all know he deserves to be paid. But you got to grind it out. You got to be there for your teammates, and that's what he did. Came back the second day and grinded it out with his teammates. And, you know, when the time comes, when he's ready to get paid, he's going to get paid. And that's the way the Texans have always been. You know, show up and do what you got to do. We're going to pay you. They're going to take care of you. They're going to take care of you, D-Hop. Glad to see you back. Hasn't done very much in the preseason so far in the last two games against the 49ers and the Saints. Texans 2-0 in the preseason with the win, of course, starting August 14th against the 49ers, coming out with the victory 24-13. Didn't see very much from the new quarterback, Brock Osweiler. You know, they dumbed down the playbook for him, and we didn't see very much the first game. Of course, the second game, preseason, August 20th, came out with the victory against the Who Dat Nation Saints, 16-9. Great all-around game. Defense showed up. How about those wide receiver? We have a three-headed monster out here in Houston. Because I tell you what, these rookies, Will Fuller, Braxton Miller, they're grasping that offense very well so far. In the first two preseason games, we see them take a good role in the game. And we see a lot of good things out of them the second game against the Saints. Fuller finishing the game with 4 catches, 73 yards, and a bomb from Brock Lesnar, throwing the touchdown right corner fade to Will Fuller for the touchdown. Braxton Miller, we've seen this guy is not afraid to run down the middle on the route. 3 catches, 34 yards. These guys are grasping the offense. Watch out. That's a three-headed monster out there in the wide receiver. And you got Jalen Strong just waiting there. We've seen the type of offseason he's had. So these wide receivers are going to be chomping off the bits. I've been said that I don't know if they're going to keep Cecil Shorts. There's just so much talent out there. I've had the pleasure of being at the practices, and there's just so much talent out there on the wide, especially for the wide receiver position. And we've been seeing a lot of guys make some plays. And I'll tell you what, one of the main goals for for Bill O'Brien and this coaching staff was to get fast this offseason, and boy, did they get fast. One of the things that stood out to me so far about this Texans training camp and preseason is, I'm telling you, Bill O'Brien and Rick Smith might have done the best job I've seen when it comes to a Texans draft class ever, because these rookies have been really competing out there and have shown that they can grasp a difficult offense. But not only that, there's some rookies that can go out there and compete against these veterans, because we've seen Will Fuller out there, Braxton Miller. Bill O'Brien is inserting them not by tender, but by talent and speed and people who are going to be the best at that position. So they're coming in and making plays. Then you have, besides the two wide receivers, Fuller and Miller, you have Nick Martin, who's been a beast at center. Of course, everybody knows we don't have Ben Jones anymore, letting him go. And Nick Martin, brother of Zach Martin for the Dallas Cowboys, came in and been huge at center. Right now he is nursing an injury, high ankle sprain that might require surgery, but that's still on the fence. We hope to see him back because he's going to be a big part. Nobody worried at the moment because our offensive line looked pretty well with a lot of injuries to Allen and Dwayne Brown, and now Nick Martin. That offensive line did very well playing against the Saints this past weekend. Yeah, guys like Ode Abushi, Xavier Suafilo, who's still coming into his own, Kendall Lamb, Chris Clark, Greg Mance, Tony Bergstrom, those guys on the O-line really stepped up, and we seen that we have some good depth in this position. So all around, right now, Texans starting off slow preseason 1, but preseason 2 game against the Saints, they really turned it up and opened up the playbook, and seen a lot of guys who the hard work through practices and training camps is really starting to show off, and they're starting to really drop some of that rust and get into their regular season mode. Other rookies to notify, we seen KJ Dillon out there smacking people out there in the preseason game against the Saints. So just a lot of potential in this rookie class, as well as you have a guy like DJ Reader, who's really come into his own in terms of building rapport with his teammates. So he actually pulled to have a great relationship with Vince Wilfork, who's currently going to be possibly retiring soon. So we need a guy to replace him when he's gone, and DJ Reader has really stepped up and shown some nasty things on the field. This rookie class overall is very surprising to see how deep it went, and shows with the pressure Rick Smith had on him that him and Bill O'Brien together might have executed very well, and hopefully he's deserved his contract that he just got this year. Another part of the coaching and management staff that I'm really impressed with was this offseason was the free agents pickups and the dividends that have already shown so far. We've seen Lamar Miller, which in my opinion was the best free agent pickup of the offseason in terms of the entire NFL. Lamar Miller looks very sharp out there. He's a shifty guy. He's I believe an upgrade from Arian Foster, who's now in Miami, and good luck to Foster with all the great years that he had here in Houston. But Lamar Miller, this guy, when I see him on the field, he's always moving his feet. His feet don't stop. His feet never are in place for more than half a second. His feet are continue churning. The guy looks in tip-top shape. He is going to have a breakout season. If we just had our fantasy draft this past weekend, so if you're looking to draft a running back early in the first round or even second, Lamar Miller, if he's there, you must get him, because this is the first opportunity Lamar Miller's been in being the primary back and getting as many carries as he's going to get this season. Just Miami never used him that way. He always split time with another running back, but he's also had some health issues. So, and that's another big thing on this team is health. This team must be healthy. Let's get back to another free agent, Brock Osweiler. Brock Osweiler, we paid you a lot of money. We've been skeptical because we've never had a quarterback here, and I believe Brock has a voice. I've seen him interviewed face to face. There's not a question that can stump him. He seems like a very smart, outspoken leader type of guy. Everything you want in your quarterback. So right now, he's saying the right things, doing the right things. He's obviously a student of the game. He likes to learn. This offense is not easy. He is essentially running a Tom Brady offense and being our Tom Brady. This is Bill O'Brien, who coached Tom Brady, who coached Randy Moss, who was in those good years with the Patriots, Super Bowl years. And this is the type of offense we're going to run. And Bill O'Brien finally has a guy in there who has all the tools to be able to run it. And Brock has to just execute. He has to execute. We've seen the touchdown to Will Fuller this past game against the Saints. We want to see more of that. Of course, it's just preseason, so I don't want to give too much. I want to be able to, week 1 against Chicago, see it all out there on the field, see how this quarterback handles. So far, he's handled everything very well, but I want to see how he handles a full season under his belt. This will be the first time, his first opportunity. I'm still excited just because it's so much of an investment from the Texans, money-wise and everything-wise. I mean, playbook, he gives a lot of leeway at the line of scrimmage by reading defenses. So a lot falls on the shoulder of Brock. We'll see how he does. He has plenty of weapons. Like I mentioned, Lamar Miller out there in the backfield. He can hand it to him anytime, even pass it to him as well out the backfield. He has the 2 new rookies, and you have DeAndre Hopkins. Pay this man and keep him happy when the time's right. Brock, you have DeAndre Hopkins. Don't try to do too much. Give the ball to D-Hop. See what he can do with it. When in doubt. Very exciting. We talk so much about the offense because, the offense is the fun stuff. That's what scores the points, right? But the defense for this Houston Texans, I'll tell you what, I think it was great that J.J. Watt has not played this training camp. This was not in training camp and hasn't played preseason. I think is great because, first of all, J.J. Watt deserves it. After all the years he's given us, he deserves this time off. Whether it was an injury or not, I don't think he should have played anyways. He'll be ready. He's J.J. Watt. He trains like a maniac in the offseason. He's ready. He stays in football shape. So you know what? Give these guys to be able to mold their own identity without J.J. So that way when J.J.'s back, they say, hey, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing just because you're back. I'm going to continue eating and wanting to get to this quarterback. This Texans defense has an opportunity to be a top 5 defense of all time. Jadeveon Clowney, stay healthy. He's been dealing with sore knees. I think Bill O'Brien's smart and knows what he's doing.